So the next question, I feel like we've kind of touched on it a little. Many of you use this phrase exactly, where as a woman, sometimes you feel like you're on an island running your laundry business. Um, so let's see, we'll start with Catherine, I guess, this time. So how is having a sort of heart-to-heart peer group change the way you approached your daily operations and your long-term confidence?
Um, it has made me it has made me realize that the way I want the laundromat to be is possible. So I actually don't spend that much time at my laundromat. I really don't. Maybe 2 to 4 hours a week. And some of those I'm doing my own laundry. Um, uh, actually, I make my wash my full attendants do my laundry, but you get the I start the laundry. I pretend like I do the laundry. But truly, like it having a strong women leaders to look at and to see how they're doing business has made me think bigger, think more is possible. I struggle sometimes in the forums because people tend to get very operator based, and forget that they need to be building themselves out of it in a certain way, right? They need to be replacing themselves with staff. And so um, I have gotten a lot of confidence from seeing other women just killing it at doing this in ways that you can't have the same experience in the forums, or that, in these sort of nebulous keyboard warrior, you don't actually know it's true. Like I've had really deep, hard conversations with people of like, this is going on. What do I do? Right. That you're not going to get anywhere else.
They like you hear the term you want to work on the business, not in the business,
Correct.
which
Yeah.
just sounds like that's where your movement is going, where
Yeah.
you can think more strategically rather than worrying about, fixing a machine.
Correct. Like, or, do we have enough Duplos? Like, I don't have to think about those things if I set up the systems right and I'm working on the business opposed to in the business. And seeing other women do that has really helped remind me that this is possible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Monica, so sort of the same question. So just to repeat, how has having a heart-to-heart peer group changed the way you approach either daily operations and your long-term confidence?
Yeah, well, I think the word confidence, like, there's so much that goes into that, right? So I've had some conversations about staffing challenges, about some leadership decisions, right? Some decisions tough decisions we've had to make with our leadership teams, growth, like fears about growth, opportunities and acquisitions, and even things like large accounts receivable and the anxiety that that causes me as a woman. um, and the cash flow and all the things, being able to have those conversations with women who have been there or who have already created boundaries and this is how they do it, like having that is just like there's nothing like it. And I also think we've touched on this a little bit, but like when women come to the table, like I feel like we are the collaborators. We are the ones who want to work together to make this industry, this business, this, all of this so much better. And and that is one way that we show up differently than the gentlemen because I feel like they are pretty competitive. Yes, they'll share some information. Um, and if you're in a similar market, there is a little bit of like hesitation. And let me assure you, there is plenty of laundry for everybody. I don't care where you live. There's plenty of laundry to be washed and folded and sent back. It's a lot. But just having the peer-to-peer group is really just super helpful. And we've talked a lot about that.
Yeah. Kenny, anything to add about how the peer group has changed the way you approach daily operations, and yours is a little different because your operations are in a company environment, but still the same industry.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a little bit different. I mean, from my side of the table, um, I go to distributor shows and it's nice. I will see women maybe hesitant to stop by any of the vendor booths, and then they see me and they just smile like it's this sense of relief, which obviously picks me up as well. And so I think there's a good play off of that situation. And then again, it's just that exchange of knowledge. I am one of the only women that shows up for the shows as far as a vendor. And so I think that, definitely it can be overwhelming. And especially when we're all lined up in a line and then to have to come over and see somebody. But I mean, just that little smile or something like that that helps eliminate some of that intimidation helps a lot, and it does it on both ends. So I think that's definitely something that's given me additional confidence.
Yeah, that's nice. Um, I've been at those distributor shows a few times too, so I understand what you're saying.